working.
It's not on, fool. It's not on.
No, it's on. Yeah. Did you blow in it?
Dude.
Come on, dude. You know.
You didn't blow in it.
That's the only way to make it work.
Yeah. Here you go, right? Oh, even the other one. Look at you get the shirt.
Hey, you got any?
High tech.
Hey, you got any?
High tech.
You got any rubbing alcohol? Some Q-tips or?
Bring it back.
You know what? The game I forgot to bring though.
And then you go.
The legendary Mike Tyson Punch-Out.
Yeah.
But I did bring a shirt, but I forgot the game.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Dude.
But speaking of Mike Tyson,
That gives you such a like the fact that I have one, and my cousin Frankie, I went over his house one time like recently, last couple of years ago, and he had that little one that you could buy, and it has like 30, 60 games, whatever. But it's not the same 30 or 60 games. So even though the nostalgic kick,
I've seen a couple of those too.
wasn't this is the OG having a fight with it,
having a struggle.
Yeah.
And like,
dude, you even got
and
that.
especially like if you're
before guns were controversial, your
Duck
kids are
hunt,
living. Brace yourself, fool. Yeah.
Think-
Duck and then the dog would pick up the duck.
or when you were beating your big brother in a game of, let's say, Tetris or whatever.
I smell trouble.
And then all of a sudden, oh wait, oops, reset.
Yeah.
Sore loser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I smell trauma.
Some of us never got over it.
Yeah.
But anyways, so speaking of Mike Tyson Punch-Out, recently, about a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, we saw one of the most watched fights in quite some time. It got
Was it actually right? It was actually like
Netflix hosted the fight on their streaming service.
I think it got more hits than maybe Netflix anticipated.
Yeah.
Obviously, right? Because it was the lag time.
Remember, because we're like, hey, it's not loading, it's pausing, it's not streaming right.
So it's like what? So you're talking? You want to see a 60-year-old man fight? So Jake Paul, he's fought a lot of other people. Oh, sorry.
58.
Jake Paul, he's fought a lot of other guys, but this is his most watched fight.
Yeah.
So we're talking Mike Tyson. So why?
So I remember watching it and thinking to myself, man, just come on, Mike. Come on, Tyson. Give us one more old school Mike Tyson
right-hand
uppercut or something and knock this fool down. I think that's one of the reasons why people watch, because they want to see
Mike Tyson one more time
and knock out one of the Paul brothers. And even
knock anybody out, let alone this fool.
Yeah. Because you look at the bets in Vegas and come on, I'm sorry, but I try to, if I'm gonna gamble, I want to gamble not with my heart.
That's the
I want to gamble. I want to win.
That's the advice.
So a lot of people are gambling and betting that Tyson would win. And I said to myself, I was actually telling a couple friends, like, let's be realistic. Mike Tyson's 58 years old. Mm-hmm. He's been out of the boxing ring for who knows how many years against a 28-year-old guy in his prime who's had a number of fights leading up to this, and he's not a rookie. He doesn't have the experience.
He's not a real pro,
but
he's not bad.
And he's an athlete, and he's a big dude.
Yeah.
You can probably bet he's taking some supplements that'll make him stronger. But he's not a pushover by any means. Mm-hmm. And what happened, man? How did you feel after watching that fight? He lost.
It's really at first it was like, damn, we're not gonna see this knockout. And the rest of it, I was like, please, Jake Paul, please don't knock him out.
Please don't knock him out.
Please don't knock him out. Please don't knock him out.
I remember you saying that.
Please don't knock him out.
You have more respect for Jake Paul now.
Yeah, he grew on me because he didn't knock Mike Tyson. I was like, thank you for not knocking out my hero. Mm-hmm. Thank you for not killing my childhood. Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
'Tis the season.
But anyways, so I feel like a lot of people were betting out of nostalgia.
Yeah.
And that's
help it.
That's what we're going to talk about is nostalgia and sort of the psychology of nostalgia. Right, the article we read a little bit that talked about what makes us feel nostalgic. So, what was your major takeaways from that article?
Major takeaways from that article. The idea that it boosts your mood, boosts your confidence, your self-confidence. Like we look back at our past, like even I thought about this. I even because in my early 20s I had a kid early, right? I had a kid at 21, got married at 21. That's it. We're going right. And my life is over. and I was really poor. I didn't have any freaking money, right? So, but I still, even with my wife, we look back at those days like, damn, I remember we used to put $75 aside. Hey, all right, we're going to go to the Cheesecake Factory. Like, it was so easy to budget. My wife's like, yeah, you used to be really good at budgeting. Like, no, you don't understand it because we didn't have any money.
Yeah.
It was really easy to budget.
Because you don't budget for what you don't have.
Yeah, and now we're both making, a lot better money now, and it's just, we lose track of stuff.
That's like, oh, look.
Yeah.
Buy this, buy that.
Yeah, it's $50. Just kidding.
It's just a.
Turn to that.
It's just a gerbil.
Yeah.
Right? It's just a koala.
So what's it?
But so the article talked about like things that lead people to have this feeling of nostalgia or kind of referring back to the old times, right, or memories that we once had.
Yeah. And what is it? The two biggest ones were smell, and the other one was feeling depressed. Feeling depressed, you tend to look back to the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't text her, don't text her back,
don't call her. But you know what?
Yeah,
I'll give her a second chance.
You're laying in bed and all you can think about is the positive things, and you forget about the time that she burned your freaking car to the ground.
Or that one chola that broke your heart in junior high.
Yeah.
And you think to yourself, I mean...
Hey, she was perfect. Hey, fool, didn't she stab your tires?
Yeah,
like
but I did, talk to her friend behind her back. So I would give her a second chance. I would give her a second chance. I mean, we were young. We were dumb. So to that chola out there, I won't say her name.
Dude, those are the days.
Those were the days. And that's kind of what the study that they did said that research shows that people engage in nostalgic reverie when they're feeling low, in an attempt to boost their mood and self-confidence. And that's kind of true, Nostalgia is experienced as an overwhelmingly positive emotion, and it has the effect of boosting one's mood as well as increasing a sense of meaning in life. And this morning I was texting you, I said, man, I don't know why, but whenever I drive alone to work, I can't help but feel like at times like nostalgic.
Yeah, what did it give you? What I don't
and it probably has to do with like what I was listening to, and that's one of the things that I'm going to get into is like for me and for a lot of people, and the article kind of refers to is that smells.
Oh, there it is.
Give nostalgia. Sounds and places you tend to see, and so
I was reading, being around family and friends, old memories. Yeah.
And so I think they said in another article I kind of read that the month of December, is it December?
December gets me crazy.
The month of December is the month that gives most people nostalgia because it reminds them the most of their upbringing, of their childhood, and Christmas time, or just a holiday break, right? After those two and a half weeks that we usually, or 2-3 weeks that we'd get from school, what do you do during the time? Well, a lot of people, most people, go see family, go travel.
Those were all my memories.
Yeah, and those who practice Christmas or whatever. For me, growing up is like, my primos, hang out with the family, and those are the most fondest memories I have. And I'm gonna get into some of that as well, but. It did say that the month of December was the most nostalgic month out of the year because of the fact that it reminds people so much of their upbringing as well.
Makes a lot of sense.
So, but anyway, that was an interesting kind of article that got us thinking about, well, what makes us nostalgic? What makes you nostalgic? And we posted that question out. And we had several people.
Got a lot of good responses.
So you want to...
some of the things I read from Taylor Orr. Pirates of the Caribbean ride smell. Huh? And there is when you get in line and you start getting into the
ride.
Building, the smell when you're going to get in the ride and all right, Taylor. Yeah, I could see that one. Got one. Stephanie the Lope, right? Nancy Grace talking about Casey Anthony. I was like,
what? The murder or the murder trial, right?
Yeah, it's freaking got me, man.
Oh man. Yeah. So, one of those I kind of started laughing right away was my friend Crispy. She said the O.C. Johnson cafeteria.
No, so what's the OG?
I'm
an elementary kid.
Yeah, so we went to O.C. Johnson Elementary, and she's the director of the child development program at her high school, but she still does extra work for the university.
Yeah.
She works for Northern Arizona University, and so often she gives
Any
classes.
Flagstaff, okay.
She gives classes, and sometimes they're hosted at the cafeteria at our old elementary.
Oh, wow.
So she said that oftentimes she goes, she looks at our cafeteria had also the stage for the music class at the end. So when there was like holiday recitals and whatever, it was part of the cafeteria, right? And so she says she goes in there and she's like, man, this place looked a lot bigger when it used to be here, right?
Yeah, going back to elementary school, especially the cafeteria, you see it. And I remember, I had a few different elementaries, but every time I see one, I look at the cafeteria, I'm like, I remember it being a lot bigger than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the things she mentioned. But the other one, she also replied again, said the other thing that gives her nostalgia is a bottle of Jack Daniels. Because it reminds us of college.
SXM Ram said the tiny chairs in elementary school. So apparently every time they look at the little chairs and just give them that flashback, that was pretty funny.
Daniela said those low quality commercials trying to sell you the wildest things that had you hooked. That automatically reminded me of Billy Mays, trying to sell you the infomercials. Billy Mays here,
all coked up.
Probably.
No, he was.
Well, that's why he died, right? He had
so.
complications because of all
but
the
even like you're watching whatever sports program, and it's usually like on a local channel, and it kicks into the Yuma commercials. Those old, like just horribly produced commercials.
KYMA.
I swear to you, just with the tools we use, I swear we could do better commercials than that, right?
Yeah.
It just drives me nuts. Andrea Beltran, my mom yelling at me. Dude, give me nostalgia.
Those are the good old days. But I also have to mention my little brother Edgar. He posted his comment. He said, "What gives him nostalgia is those Generation Next videos." And I was like, "Generation Next?" And he put in parentheses, "Suck it." And it was like those wrestlers.
Yeah.
I stopped watching wrestling after like Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior days. But there was a tandem, right? Or I think it was like a wrestling group, and they'd be like, "Suck it," So it became.
That was the modern one.
So that gives
I forgot who used
that
to
gives
that.
Edgar nostalgia. So.
Here you go, Mr. SHS Mike Becker said, "Crisp, cool air in my lungs when I go out for a morning run." So that gives him nostalgia.
Living that retired life.
Yeah, that fool, man. Damn.
So
yeah.
But those were a couple of the ones I said. I can't see any. Do you have any
Perla
other?
Hinojosa, perfume smells. And we're gonna get out when we get to ours.
Woo! I can go on and on and on. So
We both have fond memories of that. Another one, maybe Gael de la Cruz. That one Jeff Dunham puppet, Acme.
Oh,
dead
the
terrorist?
Ahmed.
Ahmed.
The terrorist.
The dead terrorist. Okay.
Yeah, the terrorist.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Yeah, so those are some younger cats chiming in, a couple of younger cats chiming in, but still, like that's the theme. What just gives you that? Oh, dang! What makes you kind of sit back in your chair like, oh, that's right, And then Christmas definitely does, but we have a whole list of stuff that.
But I'm gonna focus it down on two. We can be here forever.
Forever.
But I'm gonna start. Or actually, I'll go for it.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Shit. Okay.
Damn it! I could have had a streak of 3.
Okay,
right. You go for it.
So, we'll start with this. Our first category was sounds, right?
Okay.
That's first category. Sounds.
Sounds that give us nostalgia.
So I know I picked a movie for this, and the movie is called The Wood. It's about 3 friends growing up in a junior high in Inglewood.
Yes, that was
and
a good
every time I watch it, I'll never forget. Like for junior high for me, right here, Wilson Junior High, because I came from McCabe, and that's a kind of country school, a little more upscale financially. Then in 7th grade, I was like, I'm done with this place, and then I went to Wilson. So I went from being like, I felt like I was a poor kid at McCabe, then I went to Wilson feeling like a more well-off kid. It was kind of a trip, and I showed up. I just remember the Cholas doing it. But that's what I remember. That was just me and my friends, or me and Mike Fisher, Sal Bottomo, Robert Thomas. Yeah, just super fond memories. And a lot of my friends started getting messed up like on meth in high school. So I think that's why I'm so fond of the junior high days. We still had our innocence.
Yeah.
Nobody was knocking anybody up yet. Nobody was smoking meth yet. It was just it was real good time. So
it was the golden age.
Junior high dances.
Oof.
And man, I remember as soon as I walked on campus, I remember the Cholas with With you remember?
The Aquanet?
Yeah, because we're only a few years apart, so you did catch the
they have hair gel?
later like Shola era.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the blow drying thing.
What is it? What do you call it? The fan?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I liked it.
That was hot.
I liked it, and then all the boys. I remember like the Boys to Men, and although we've come to the end, I remember dancing with girls to junior high, and I was so fond of that song, and I didn't pay attention to the lyrics till after. And it was about a girl who actually cheated on her man, and the man's like begging her, like simping. Man's begging her to come back. Like, man, this fool. Damn, man, I'm done with this song, right? But
ain't
still,
easy.
I hear it, and now I know what it's talking about. And now I'm like, man, this is a stupid song, right? But I hear it, and I can't help it. Oh, it gives me that feeling. They take me back. I remember it was my buddy's backyard, and they had a birthday party for a girl, and I remember dancing with somebody and like just being like, junior high dances. And then, they're the regular ones, right? Like Hey DJ by Hey DJ by Zayn, any SWV song, any love songs in general, like Jodeci or something like that. You know what I mean? Takes me back.
Take me back. All right, speaking of sounds, well, let me get into. I forgot to put it on before we started.
That's right. We be playing these sounds. If it wasn't for the copyright infringements.
Let me get into.
If it wasn't for the copyright infringements on YouTube,
so
right? Unfortunately, we have more than 2 followers. So that might hurt us, right?
So going with sounds, growing up, I mean, I was especially junior. Once I got to like 6th grade and junior, 6th grade and junior high.
I think it was junior high 92 to 94.
Probably more in junior high. I got really into hip hop.
So you're what, 95 to?
So I started junior high like in 95, 96, but. Wu-Tang Clan, Wu-Tang. Remember, presidents are temporary, but Wu-Tang is forever. So I got into like hip hop, Tupac, Biggie, Bone Thugs.
The era. That's when Tupac,
Warren G, Nate Dogg. I mean,
it was from like NWA.
Yeah.
But
I got more into the 90s hip hop.
No, what I'm saying, it started becoming mainstream, and right there towards the middle and end of the 90s, that's when hip hop was super mainstream.
Remember the Source, Golden Era, the magazine?
Yeah.
That was dope. But
yeah.
But I especially got into, speaking of teen dances, R&B, especially when it came to like Casey and JoJo, Keith Sweat. Remember Next?
Yeah.
Oh man. So and then we'd go cruising. We'd have cruise nights. So anytime I hear like Keith Sweat, I'm just like, oh, Genuine, teen dance. And I didn't dance except when the slow songs came on, because
I couldn't dance.
It was easy. It was easy. I didn't know how to dance. I still don't. But.
Now, like if I'm drinking, I could dance, right? Because you get this liquid courage in your head, and it's not that I can dance. It's in my mind. I think I could dance. So whether or not anybody else thinks I could dance, that all goes out the way. It's called liquid courage, right?
That's all I meant.
So in junior high, I could not dance, and I still can't. But back then, I wasn't getting drunk. And then, so with slow songs, we could always dance.
So I definitely, I hear like, I hear songs like, even like TLC, like the early stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I remember when my cousins and my friends, we went to Civic Center in Yuma, and like they would have it like maybe like once every couple months, and like, hey, you're going to teen dance? You're going to teen dance? And we knew that the teen dances.
So this wasn't the school affiliated?
No. It was the city who put teen dances. The city put them together, and they were at the Civic Center.
Frankie, you never took me to these.
Oh man, you missed out. Frankie, you're slipping.
Dude, I was in Yuma a lot as a kid.
So we would go, and it was
I remember teen dances.
It was a quick way to like meet new people, meet girls, and then like, hey, once we got to high school, we didn't like frequent those anymore, because it was like, oh well, there's too many little kids there. We're like 8th, 9th graders, whatever, like that would so. But then eventually, when we got to like junior, senior year in high school, we started going to Mexico and partying in Mexico.
Yeah.
But those teen dances, like the slow songs, when I hear that reminds me of the teen dances.
You went all the way to San Luis? Or you went to...
On Thursdays. College Thursdays. My senior year on Thursday nights.
So it's like a 30-minute drive.
Yeah,
right?
it was 30 minutes. Plus whatever border wait time you had.
Because right here in Mexicali, it's probably like 20 minutes to the border.
No, from Yuma it's like 30 minutes, 25, 30 minutes. But
it's relatively
But if you're hauling
same.
ass, you're making it in like 20.
No, so it's like a relatively same. You're committed. You're crossing the border. We're going to Mexico. Okay.
Yeah. So that's like when I think of like early 90s, mid 90s R&B
Yeah.
and hip hop, that gives me some nostalgia. Takes me back.
Do you ever make a bunch of like mashups from radio stations?
Oh,
like,
Z93
Yeah.
with Little John.
So ours is Q96.
Yo, well, we
right?
had the Q96 too, but Q96,
you
yeah,
get reach all
we
the way
would,
there?
yeah, hell yeah, Q96. But Z93 was the Yuma station,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then like,
Yuba's always better.
and then like, Little John was the DJ, whatever,
Yeah.
and we would like record songs, put the cassette in,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
the
hit
thing.
record,
There's a record, but
and you try to like
you had your
stop it.
boombox.
You try to stop it before the DJ started to
Yeah.
like talk, so it wouldn't mess up your
You
recording.
gotta hit it just right.
Yeah.
It's you're constantly right there sitting. All right, they gonna play the song. They gonna play the song. They're playing it. Hit it. You know,
Hey,
just-
did you ever like call in and give a shout out?
oh,
That's something
yeah.
like
Late
the
at night,
kids today don't know. Like you can call a radio station and be like, "Hey, I want to give a shout out to La Happy.
Uh-huh.
Hey, you're my firme jaina, and I'm
Dude,
thinking
that
of
was
you."
Legendary. I
And
think
like-
I think they still do that in LA. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I
Could be
hope
wrong.
that's it's a dying. I don't know if it's dying art, but like to give a shout out to like
Look at me, man. This is like I'm breathing.
to La Smiley
I'm breathing cleaner air right now.
or
I'm
to like
talking about
Glaffy.
this.
Hey, Glaffy,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about you. I hope you have a good night. Hey, I love you.
Yeah.
Yes, like stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, man, I don't feel like calling now. Anyway,
Speaking of the old days,
what else you got?
Smells, right?
Oh,
So that's category number 2, smells, and that was actually in the article. It was like family smells, foods, and whatever. But foods with like refried beans. My grandma's just instantly, just like the movie Ratatouille. Oh, you remember that part of Ratatouille? The food critic, he tasted Ratatouille, and
then
you think, dude,
started
that's a
having
peasant
flashback.
dish. And boom, it takes them all the way back to the childhood, and that's when you know you're eating something special. Right, so refried beans sounds like a simple dish, but man, if you do it, cook with lard too, my grandma used to.
oh, los frijoles
Yeah.
puercos.
But-
Oh, with bacon and chorizo. Oh,
But beyond that, going back to like junior high, you know, the Shola era, Shola's perfume. I think it was in Laughlin. I was walking, me and like a couple of the guys, and a couple walked by me, like that, going opposite directions, and I smelled it. And it took me back to the zipper, my 7th grade
the
year.
zipper.
The zipper, my
The
7th
fair?
grade year, being in the zipper
Oh,
with
man.
this girl, the Shola, and I just remember that to me, giving me that crazy flashback. So like it does that, right? What else does it? Tres flores. Right?
3 flowers. You
I
gotta
think
get that
I
slick look.
I bought it. I think I put it on like 2-3 times,
The
but it used to give me like
thick-ass
'cause
Vaseline.
It's all oil, and like everybody, all the shoulder they slick
was
it
the
back.
original
and I
pomade,
tried it
huh?
3 times. I went to jail pretty early. But I remember I tried that, and because
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's oil, it gives you all these pimples up top, and
Yeah,
But
I,
hey,
I
man,
tried it for
I
a
love
little
the
bit,
smell.
but
Uh-huh.
in junior high. But then I went straight jail after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. That Tres Flores smell.
Another smell. This is
That
pine tar, right?
Pine tar for bats, baseball.
Yeah,
bats.
so every time I'll like lube up the bat, go hard, and then a lot of times I don't even put that much on my hands. I just like put it on my bat a lot, so that way I
sticky.
get to the box, and I just smell the bat, like not even to have very much on my hands. That's all I do, and boom, I just get this breath of fresh air going in me.
Yeah.
Nostalgia kicks. The tiger stick, baby.
Tiger stick.
Classic.
Well, smells. Same thing, like aspen, cool water. Like, oh man, it takes me back. But there's 2 smells that I smell often, especially getting to school, because Mexicali is right there, and you get all that smoke
Yeah.
and every time I smell like bonfires with the combination of fireworks. Takes me back to Christmas.
Yeah.
For me, that's the smell of Christmas, when you have like a bonfire going, that wood smell,
Yeah.
but also with that hint of gun, like, is it gunpowder or what? I don't know. Fireworks.
Yeah.
And like that is for me, that's what Christmas smells like, because growing up in San Luis, my grandparents had a chimney. And so we had the chimneys going, but in the backyard, we'd like make our own bonfire, whatever, and then we'd like throw fireworks. And we would have like these firework wars with, I don't know if you remember, I don't know what they call in English, but the tirabolitas. Like you light it and it's just, we would have wars, try to shoot each other with these fireballs. Stupid, right?
Yeah.
But hey, it was fun. Roman candles? No. I don't know.
I don't
But
remember.
you'd light them and we'd shoot each other.
I know what you're talking
And so in the air, you had all this like gunpowder smell from the fireworks, right? So every time, especially during this time of year, you smell that smoke coming in from Mexicali, you see the haze. To me, it smells like Christmas. On top of that, and I've mentioned this before, the smell of manure. It's like it takes me back to my childhood growing up.
The old episode. The episode was.
Do you smell
what's
that?
What's a smell?
What's a weird smell?
What's a weird smell that nobody likes but you do? Yeah.
And the smell, because it reminds me of like being at the ranch and we spent so much time
So
growing
that's
up there,
true,
and that's that smell like just reminds
It's like
me
fond
of like
memories.
feeding the pigs and milking the cows, and
Yeah.
then going driving with my cousins.
Yeah.
My primos and I, we would like help my grandpa as quick as we can, and then we like, hey, can you let us borrow the truck?
Yeah.
I learned to drive. By the age of 12, I was already driving stick shift.
Yeah.
And so that's like a fond memory I have when I smell manure.
Dude, hardly anybody could drive stick shift.
It's a lost
Stick
art.
shift also
It's a lost
gives
art.
me nostalgia.
Well, thanks, Elon, but your self-driving cars are gonna do away with manual cars. So, anyways,
places.
so those are some of the smells that gives me nostalgia, but also places.
Third topic.
Places give me nostalgia, and in particular, I don't drive by there often, but when I do, the elementary school playground I grew up on, I went on Fridays.
What was the elementary called?
O.C. Johnson.
Oh, of
Yeah,
course.
O.C. Johnson. On Fridays, especially in 6th grade. 6th grade year, you could bet that we were at the playground every Friday afternoon after school, because they used to flood the playground. It was a big playground.
Yeah.
And when they would flood it, we would go play tackle football.
Yeah.
And just
Badass. You get all muddy, sliding everywhere.
like
You're
and
super kids. You don't care if you get dirty.
we
Now,
didn't care.
Like
And we
junior
were like
high school. Nah, man, I can't
full
get
on
dirty.
tackle football.
yeah.
Like it was like 10 on 10. Like it was a bunch of us. And I think that's what kind of really brought us together 6 years. We were like really like a close group of friends from, we weren't even in the same classes, all of us. Many of us were, but even in the different, because we would always get together. And in the winter, we'd go and play basketball, because they were kind of brand new courts at the time, back in 94, 95.
Yeah.
But on Friday afternoons, tackle football. So I drive by there, I'm like, damn, I used to play here. And it was just like legendary like football games in the pool. Like basically it was flooded, and you go home, my mom all pissed off, hey, chamaco otra vez, llegaste todo enlodado. And I'm like, hey, it was fun though, right? So that's one place. The other one, it's a staple. You've had it before, Mr. G's.
4th Street, right across the street.
Fourth Avenue.
Yuma High School, right across the street.
On 4th Avenue, across the street from 4th Avenue Junior High.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
Yuma High is right behind that, right?
Okay.
But one of the things back in the day, and on 4th Avenue, there's a tunnel from one side to the other, so that way
You don't have the tunnel anymore?
it's still there.
Okay.
The tunnel's still there because we have the elementary
Last
school.
time I drove by, I looked at it.
So
I didn't
it's
see it,
the elementary school, and then next to it is the 4th Avenue Junior High, and across the street from the elementary school is Mr. G's.
G's, yeah.
So you'd go on there. But that tunnel, there used to be fights, like hey, meet me in the
You
tunnel.
adults can't see
and
it.
it'd be a quick, no, well, there's like security guards, right? Like on each end. And eventually they caught on because they're like, hey, meet me in the tunnel, we're going to scrap.
Yeah.
Especially the cholas.
The movie Scrap.
Especially the cholas.
The
The
movie.
cholos.
I'm sorry, the word scrap.
Oh, we would fight, right?
Like,
Yeah.
hey, fool, they is scrap or
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
So it'd be quick, be like, so whoever was on one end, they'd wait for them, and then you'd see them,
Yeah.
and they'd kind of see them walking, and then I'm like, oh, go back. And as soon as you go, that fool takes his shirt off. And they go in and boom, just scrap real quick.
So,
Pa,
dude,
pa, pa.
that's funny because at junior high, I had the same thing. I had the same choice. It wasn't Mr. G's. Ours was across the street from Wilson Junior High. Was Hamburger Stand. I know
Oh,
you've seen
yeah, yeah,
Hamburger
yeah.
Stand, but that's where we'd always go in junior high. I heard a rumor from the kids that they don't allow kids to go there anymore because the same thing. We'd always meet, hey man, Hamburger Stand, and we'll go in the alley right there. There'd be fights right there,
Yeah.
but we go over see what girls there, and it just. Every time I take a bite of one of those hamburgers, and I can see
Takes you
it,
back.
just like the movie
And
Ratatouille.
so with
it takes you
Mr.
back.
G's, right? Like going back to Mr. G's, it was simple food, and it's not like, oh, these are the best bean and cheese burritos. That's what they're known for: bean and cheese burritos.
Let
and
me
roast
help you
tacos.
out here. I didn't realize what that did for these bean burritos. These simple bean
and
burritos
cheese.
did for this fool until one time he brought me one, and it was cold, and I bit it, And I got my own nostalgia because it took me back to my grandma, right? but I'm thinking like you bite it and it doesn't really like. Is there better bean burritos in the world? Maybe, right? Probably. But
it's that nostalgia.
Just the way he talked about it, yeah, I cannot disrespect that burrito because I just saw his face, the way he was breaking it down.
Let me put it this way.
This fool lost it.
Let me put it this way. Humans
cannot take it away. Cannot take the nostalgia away.
Who leave Yuma, when they go back to visit, and it's a very common thing, they'll stock up on rolled tacos and bean and cheese burritos, and they'll freeze the rolled tacos so that they have a stock in their freezer.
Just gives them nostalgia.
It's because it's like the simplicity is like, and it takes you back.
Takes you back.
Because there's Mr. G's and it's the same family, but there's also a chili pepper. It's the same exact menu, same type of it's the same, and it's the same family. But Mr. G's is by Yuma High, and chili pepper is by Kofa, rivals. So Mr. G's, what's better, Mr. G's chili pepper? Oh, Mr. G's is chili pepper. I'm like, it's the same thing, but it's different location. One's close to Kofa, one's in Yuma, so it's that rivalry.
Both of the owners got a strategic location.
But it's the same owner. It's the same.
Oh, really?
Owner. It's owned by the Gutierrez family in Yuma, and they even had another restaurant. It's not there anymore. La Familia Gutierrez. Gutierrez. That's what it's called, and they closed it, but. They started with the little house, and then
that's smart not to call the Yuma one, the Kofa one, the same name.
It's different, and now it's thriving. Now it's
territorial.
Like you go there, they still have that old school sign up there, like the original chili pepper sign. But you go in and it's like they have a drive-through, 2 lanes. They've expanded it. They got nice bathrooms. You even sell alcohol there now.
Complacency will take you out of business.
Yeah, but the only problem that I have now is the price of a bean and cheese burrito is no longer 99 cents.
How much is it now?
I'll talk about it. Inflation. Anyways, but yeah, that's a place that gives me nostalgia to this day.
Every time I went to my grandparents, of 4 of them, 3 of them have passed away. So one of the houses, that was my mom's side, both of them passed away, and they just sold it. And I remember going there. And just you walk around and you could just like see things like when you're a kid, different things that happen. I remember looking back in the tree, used to climb the tree, do this and thing, and just boom, the crazy flashbacks, right? And my mom like rarely teared up. My mom, I could count on my hands like the times I've ever seen her cry in my life. But I remember one time we were taking her to the house before they finally sold it. This is recently, like a few months ago, right? And she went to drop something off. She came back and she just has this face. And I knew just not to say anything to her, because she was hitting that nostalgia was kicking, more on a different note. But So in my other grandma's house, she's still alive. I still go there, and now I used to take my son there. Now I take my daughter there, and now cousins roll her. And there's 40 of us, by the way. Damn. 14 uncles and aunts. It's 40 of us. And I remember though Christmas it's not like anybody who's rich. They had a little.
Tell me you're Mexican without being. Tell me you're Mexican.
Little piece of crap tree, but dude, the gifts were like from right here, literally they're probably like this high in this whole area right here. Just tons of gifts because my Aunt Chayo, before she had kids ruined everything. She used to organize like the gift exchange. Everybody get a different person's name and stuff like that. So dude, there was 40 of us. So this thing lasted for a long freaking time. And
that's pretty cool.
As the cousins started getting older, and I'm the 4th of 40, then
you're
little by little it kind of started fading. Everybody started doing their own thing, but still every time we walk in the house, my grandma still has the pictures all in the same place.
That's badass.
Somebody who died and they all showed up and they all take a group photo right next to the body. Traditional Mexican family picture. All the pictures in the hallway.
The silver lining to a funeral, right?
I could still see different things that me and my cousins did as a kid, like my cousin Frankie and Andy and Eli. You could still see exactly where things happened. And just
so you guys are the elders in your cousins.
So I will go there even though nobody's showing up, but I don't need anybody to show up. All I have to do is like walk around the property and you could see things like a freaking schizo.
Like, damn, I remember I jumped off the roof there and broke my foot.
Do you remember where you had your first kiss?
Yes.
Have you ever driven by?
Yes.
Have you ever driven by and you're like,
oh, never forget.
Yeah.
I'll never forget.
Yeah, just the weird, stupid things. These weird locations, studio. Boom. Oh, crap! You don't remember Wilson? There he goes.
You just took me back.
There we are. Like stupid stuff, right? Gives us this nostalgia.
I should call her.
So I get a kick out of it when it took us into these articles, and it kind of talked about it gives you this good feeling, but it also kind of you tend to go there when you're a little down and depressed.
Yeah.
Now, I know that when we're down and depressed, we kind of long for other things, especially during COVID. Oh, I got to see my family more. Oh, I got to text my buddy back. I haven't texted him in years.
Yeah.
In COVID, we started doing a lot of that reconnecting.
Oh, yeah.
And now that everything's over, the reconnecting kind of faded.
It's like, I'm tired of you.
No,
it's like, hey, I miss you.
No, I
don't miss you no more.
still love you the same, but now I'm busy. I'm going places.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's
during
hard,
that
it's kinda
time,
true.
during the pandemic, it was like the fact that the opportunity to see people was taken away.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were being very cautious.
Yeah.
Some didn't care, but it was just like, damn, like, I don't know.
So
I don't know how you're going to react, and I want to see you, but
like other negative feelings, I still see kids riding their bikes in the street and they don't have to pedal anymore. They're all electric, right?
remember the movie Rad?
Yeah. So there it is. That's where I was going. So we all
Rad.
all the kids are wearing helmets and they all have bikes and they're all electric.
BMXs.
They don't have to do this anymore. They don't have pegs on the side.
Scooters.
They're not doing tricks. They're not doing tricks.
Don't get me
anymore.
wrong, they're fun, but
They're not making ramps with like bricks of this cheap stuff and eating shit.
You want to see
and,
my
and like, yeah,
my
we
s- my-
have scars.
I have scars.
Yeah, we both have scars.
Yeah, scars.
These are all from eating shit. And now, do I want my kids to do this? As a parent, no.
But it's part of like taking risks, you
right.
know? It's part of like learning like, hey, I shouldn't do that anymore. Because
When's the last time you saw a kid drink out of a water hose? Right?
what's that meme? Yeah, I can't get COVID because I drink out of water hose. But I mean, it's things like that we grew up doing, and like that's why I like following pages like on social media, like throwback to the 80s and the 90s throwback pages, because it brings up a lot of like the nostalgic commercials, the TV jingles, the video games,
dude.
the Ninja Turtles. I mean, that's why I wear my shirt and the Nintendo here.
Merry Christmas.
You know, it brings us back. So, oh man, like we can go on and on and on, but man, there's so many cool nostalgic things.
Yeah.
You know, and it was cool like that to read that article about the psychology of nostalgia, because it just kind of like reinforced, you know, what we've always thought, like what gives us nostalgia is, well, sounds. And when people say certain words, I can't help it. I'm the type of person, like if you say a certain word, I'll think of a song and I'll start singing.
Yeah.
Like you say banana, I'm like, banana. Like the banana, banana.
Well, yeah, and we did this morning, and you showed me this game, and it was Paperboy.
Oh, Paperboy.
And right away, I remember the artist, and the song was Diddy. And boom, I turned on and I played it.
Ditty.
Yeah.
Right?
And I wish you could play it right now, but copyright infringements.
Yeah, look it up.
D-I. Paperboy Diddy. D-I-T-T.
T-T-Y.
Not two D's, not that guy.
Not that one.
No.
Double T's.
By the way, he's been accused of rape by 3 guys right now. That just came out. So,
hey, fun fact.
yeah, the diddler.
Yeah.
Right?
But anyways, those are some of the things that bring nostalgia to us. So I think this would be a good time to get to the
still love to hear from everybody.
best of the week.
I would love to hear some older crowd, like Mike Becker chimed in, but kids growing up in the early 80s, growing up when there were kids in the 70s, kids in the 60s. And of course, I like hearing like my old moms and dad's stories. Rattlesnakes gives my mom nostalgia. She has an obsession with killing rattlesnakes.
I remember my dad killed one.
Yeah.
When we went to Mexico.
Dude, I've never seen a live rattlesnake.
Held it out.
Period.
Like, boom.
Yeah, so different childhoods, right? So here we go. Back to our book, Disappointing Affirmations.
Wait, we got to go here or best of the week?
Oh yeah, best of
Let's
the
go best of the week, and then we'll get to the
we're
disappointing.
turning.
So let's go best of the week. You won. What's the best thing you've seen all week?
Okay. I was thinking of this in and out, and I'm like, what just brought smiles to my face all week? And why don't I have his name written down? Oh, there it is. Luigi Mangione. Now, the guy is a murderer.
He's a murderer.
Why didn't he
Allegedly.
shot somebody?
Allegedly.
Like he shot somebody.
Killed
right?
him.
But it just showed, like, what is democracy? And it really showed the general public, the disdain the general public has for people that run the insurance companies. Because they'll delay, deny, and I forget the third word, right? Delay, deny, defend. There's like an unwritten policy with insurance companies. The fact that he was having problems with his mom getting delayed and denied, and they would have to defend why they denied it, delayed it, or whatever. And he shot somebody. Like you're not
CEO.
You're not supposed to kill anybody. Yeah, United Health. You're not supposed to kill anybody, But he did. And you're like, oh my God, that's
But the
so
the responses
terrible.
of the people online.
Yeah, they just Mangione killed
It's
this guy,
crazy.
or they didn't even know his name yet, right? This mysterious guy killed the United Healthcare CEO, and then you go to the comments, and like
He's like a big old heartthrob now. He's got a six-pack.
Oh yeah,
Ivy League
and
guy.
then so some a McDonald's employee, God, I forgot what state, Pennsylvania, right? I think it was Pennsylvania. I think it was somewhere in Pennsylvania.
University of Penn?
No.
Something like that.
No, Ben Franklin ain't no rat.
No, okay.
So he was a guy at McDonald's, and he saw the guy, thought he was suspicious, and he called the cops. And then they started leaving reviews, like people started leaving real life reviews about that McDonald's, and it was talking about that they had a rat they have rats in their restaurant, and
damn.
because he ratted out Mangione, and you're like, oh dude, and everybody's like, just all the comments just wild. And even though this is not supposed to make me happy, there's not a lot of people who have a lot of sympathy for the things that those guys do. All for the bottom line. You get an MBA, Master of Business Administration, you can't tell me what's your main goal, and it's the bottom line. And in this case, now in any other industry, whatever, right? But this healthcare, a lot of people suffer, a lot of people die. Why? Because you want your bottom line. And so you want sympathy when people are going for the bottom line and people are dying and suffering. Well, you're not going to get very much.
Yeah.
And as shown by this assassination.
That's crazy.
Assassin's Creed, right?
What a time to be alive. What a
God, I
time
love
to
the
be alive.
memes. What you got? Sorry.
Speaking of
Right.
memes, best thing I've seen all week, one of my friends, and it kind of, it's so fitting because he's a childhood friend I've had since elementary school.
Yeah.
Ernie Romero. Shout out to Ernie.
Shout out, Ernie.
He sent me a meme, and it said, when you open up that textbook, and on every page you see, I don't know if you guys, I'll put it up on the screen.
People drawing penises.
The S.
Not that one?
The S.
Oh, that, yeah.
I think it's from like Stussy brand or something, but
that what
there's
it was?
that S, and I used to always
It's
draw
so
that.
entertaining to draw.
Everybody used to draw the S.
What does it mean? No, it doesn't
I don't
matter.
know, but it was cool.
cool to draw.
And
That's all that
I
matters.
saw that and I started cracking. I was like, dude, I used to draw that all the freaking time. Is the S. What I think it's from I don't know if it's from Stussy. Remember that brand Stussy? But dude, that
We're
thing
gonna
was
figure it
a
out, put it up.
common thing. But
Dude,
I'll put it up here.
That's freaking classic.
So I was so laughing. I was like, dude, that's so fitting.
Everybody did it.
Because we were like already planning to do this nostalgia episode, and I'm like, man, that took me down.
That caught me off guard.
Hey, Ernie, you made my day. Shout out to you for bringing me back to the old days. But
Classic.
that was a classic moment I had. So, anyways, that's a few of our nostalgic moments and memories.
Yeah.
If you have any of yours, feel free to drop it in the comments and share
Please.
with us. But
Love to hear it.
everybody always loves to share something nostalgic with everybody. So. With that being said, let's go with our disappointing affirmation of the week.
Disappointing affirmation of the week, right? There's this guy, my absolute spirit animal, Dave Tarnowski.
Okay.
And here we go. Disappointing affirmation of the week. Shing. Don't be afraid to try new things. Like, baby, getting your shit together. And there we are, baby.
There
we are.
Oh, man, those
Yeah.
are never going to
Yeah.
get old.
Yeah.
But we have a bonus.
Yeah,
bonus.
We're going to go ahead and leave you with a clip from Self-Help Sing.
Our self-help guru.
Yeah.
Right? He's a self-help guru.
He absolutely is.
So,
But hey, what an episode. I wasn't sure how this episode was going to fly, but we started getting into it, man. This has been going on for a while. Sending memes back and forth, him and I, writing different notes, getting input from different people, and then
yeah.
Anyway.
Here's another one.
The Nintendo.
Damn.
I'm going to her house. That's it.
Shout
I'm
out.
not going home.
We'll leave you with
Christina.
We'll leave you with little words of
Not making
advice from our self-help guru.
Get it.
You have a bad day. Give up. Go home and sleep. Fuck it. Try again tomorrow.